I'm Gaz, and this is Let's Quickly Play Monarchs at Play. This was sent to me by the developers. It's a tile-based puzzle game. It's not available yet, but the playtesting will be available April 24th, so about 2 weeks from now. Normally I don't look at early access stuff like this, but, you know, they asked me specifically, so we'll go ahead and play through the tutorial, and then maybe with what we learn, we'll go into single player. I don't know. I've only played the first two. Just go through it again. So we begin with Hatshepsut. I am the descendant of the god king Amun. I was the first in a long line of divine rulers of Egypt. Okay, learn the basics. Here we go. Okay, after my husband died, I was forced to rule a desolate Egypt on my own. Your goal is to rebuild Egypt. In this tutorial mission, you'll learn how to build your empire, how to produce resources, and how to explore and expand. Okay, the usuals. To get glory, which we need for our score at the end. Recent flood destroyed most of our farms. Okay, select a farm from the building menu. And here we have the farm. So this has costs, but it's like we won't have to worry about that. We don't have the resource for that yet, but it does produce food. Just on clicking on this, you can see where it produces food the best. So we'll just put it right here. And then we have to give it some time. Now the building's scheduled. It will take 2 turns to finish. All right. So we'll just go ahead and pass the time. So I guess these buildings were providing me the resources. We have plenty. Each building has 2 costs, material and food. The material cost is fixed and depends on the type of building. The food cost increases with every building you own by +2. Build more farms to increase food production. Okay. Put one there. And don't have enough. Okay, now I've got enough. Build another one. Let's say right there. Alright. That go. And now we're making 39 a turn. Good. To realize my monumental plans, I needed vast amounts of stone. Your food income is now sufficient. Next, increase your materials income. Materials produced from stone and forests. Which we have here. This terrain offers no suitable tiles. It's a little misleading. What it actually means is you have none in here, even though we do have stone, which is kind of confusing, but because then it tells us we need to scout more area. So scouts told me of a rocky peninsula to the north. Perfect fit for my plan. Since you can only build inside your borders, they need to be expanded. However, you need vision. So we need to build a lookout tower. And we'll go ahead and I'll put it over here. Okay, one more turn. And there's the mountain. All right. Housing buildings expand your border and are the only buildings that can be placed outside it. Build a village square on this location. Let it go for 3 turns. Alright. I imagine the full game, you kind of want to be building things as you can, just because of that timer. We'll see in the next mission that there is actually a versus mode. This isn't just puzzle like Terrascape. There is a versus. So start producing material via building quarries. They are most effective on tiles with stone next to mountain tiles. Okay, so we have a quarry here. And we'll just build it right there. Okay, so I guess this stone then does not work. Let's see here. So 3 material per stone on this tile, 2 per mountain on adjacent tiles. Let's see. But it doesn't explicitly state that it has to be next to the mountain. Okay, plus 13. We'll build it right there. I do have enough that I could build more. Just wait on that. Okay, now you know how to set up your economy. Let Egypt prosper again. We need more food, and we need more material. So, we'll go ahead and build that there. Okay, now it's available. It's just the tutorial blocks things. We have lumberjacks, which could produce. Not very much, though. Not very much at all. Okay, well, in that case, let's see. We need to expand out. I'll lose a little bit of fertility there. How about we go this way? And then, yeah, we'll wait until that jumps out for me. Okay. So we could... Yeah, I still don't think it's going to... put one like right here. We could expand out to that way as well. Gonna miss a little bit. So this only works because, oh yeah, it works because you can go everywhere, I guess. Okay. I thought you would have to touch your boundaries already, but I guess we didn't need to do that over here. So really, we could look to expand here. Problem is, we'd be building on top of one of those. But we will, if we want to use this, we will need more anyway, so I guess let's do that. And let's see, we could probably build a 6 as well, eh? Alright, let that return. Or 2. Or 3. Alright. One thing I guess I could have also been doing was putting down more farms. Now we have also this Horia. All farms within 1 tile range gains 2 times production. So we did have that here. Yeah, we'd gain plus 36 right there. That takes care of that job. So, lumberjack, yeah, still only plus 3. I assume there's going to be one eventually that would give us bonus the same way this Horia just did. But get 6 out of that. Or I guess we could just not be picky. Got materials. I wonder. Well, I'm kind of curious what's over here. I think we'll make it here actually. Okay, we got our 50. We need food. We need more food. Oh, because this hasn't been built yet. There we go. Okay. Here's our 50 glory. You're running short on building space. Explore new territory with a lookout and expand your borders with a village square. Look out. This is all desert. I know that just because I've played this mission before. So why don't we go explore? Well, you know, if we want more stone, let's go ahead and explore out this way. I could just build a village square. In fact, I can just build one here anyway. Why don't we, yeah, we'll build on that desert tile. I know that's desert, but anyway. You've discovered the peaceful nation of Punt. You can trade with Punt by placing bazaars next to their bazaars. Then you will both benefit. Build a bazaar. Produces plus 2 glory. Oh. Yeah, so we'd have to get... That is a bazaar, right? So we'd have to expand. Oh, okay. I did not do that. Let's see. Can't really gain too much benefit there. Guess we can do that, though. And wouldn't have to wait another turn. So now I could build one. So this seems like it's getting me into a little bit of dangerous territory. Because as you can see here, we are getting the conflict thing, which is in the next mission. Alright. Continue on that. The monarch with the most glory wins the game. It's primarily produced with culture buildings. Build a stone circle. Not sure how Egyptian that is, but okay. Well, let's put it... we have plus 2 bonus culture. Oh, okay. Plus 4, plus 5. Well, I had wanted to use that for stone. Probably a better choice anyway. Or we could compromise and do a 4. Sure. Okay, so that's going to go for a bit. And now we can put that there. We will not be able to build another one right next to it. I think that's a thing. They don't like that. Okay. Now that Egypt is set up for greatness again, I could start the construction of my mortuary temple. Open the temple's description to see how it produces resources. Build a temple that produces 20 glory and gain 500, right? So that's this, and this is plus 5 per building of distinct type. Okay, so basically you have to build them where they will be touching other things. And as we see here, this would be plus 15. One way I could fix this... Oh, okay. So we got a farm. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and put this here, I guess. I mean, this gives me a plus 1 food, though. So I guess we'll do that there, too. So we'll do that, and then we'll just simply put a different building there. guess we could do this. Sure, fine. That's a lumberjack, so yeah. Okay, we got that done. Now we just have to get some glory. Which means we're going to need more of these, to be honest. So here's a 15 we can get. Oh, there's a 20 just straight there. This should already be producing. It is. But apparently you can actually put this one right next to. Okay. Why don't we also put one here? Let's keep diversifying a bit. In fact, in that case, so we are producing more than enough, but reason not to put more, I suppose. Put a 21 here. Alright. That gains me no glory, but just keep hitting this until we spam it. There you go. Alright, victory. Next mission, Hammurabi. Hammurabi. Okay, well, they probably want to unify that a little bit. Mastered a complex political world and conquered Mesopotamia. Learn a trading and military system in the game. After the Western Empire of Elam tried to instigate war between my empire and the Southern Empire of Larsa, we decided to make an alliance against the Elamic aggression. Larsa has set up bazaars at your southern border. To benefit from them, you should construct a bazaar of your own next to them. Well, as we can see here, since you can only put one, I guess, right next to the other, let's see if that says that. For food building, material, glory, site range. Plus 100 if trading building that belongs to an enemy on adjacent tiles. Alright, I want to consider that. This doesn't seem to say that you can't build them next to each other. Go ahead and do 2 of those, even though it says only build the one. Okay. So now we'll be trading with their bazaars. Tutorial says you should build a different building. As revenge for their conspiracy, Larsa and I attack the Elam forces in the west. Your first step is preparing for warfare should be to scout the enemy's territory. Since lookouts also aid in combat, they're well suited for this purpose. Okay. Let's make the build right there. Just waiting. It doesn't want me to build it, so I guess I can't build it there. So there they are. To start attacking, you need to place military buildings near the enemy. They apply military pressure to all tiles. They're highlighted red when placing. Build a training ground. Okay, so it's got a 3 pressure hex there. See what that means in a minute. If multiple factions have military pressure on a tile, see the battle indicator. Each notch presents 1 pressure in the color of the involved monarchs. Okay, that's... Does it just by itself provide 1 then? Because it says 3 and we have 4 pressure on this. So I'm assuming it must have just 1 on its own. See, this one says it has 1, which makes sense why we've got 1 there. I'm not sure why that's already got 4 in it. Anyway, it's time to attack the Elamic farm. Start conquering. We need to build more, or we need more pressure than Elam. So build a training ground here. Is it from this? Ah, there you go. Because that has a 2 tile. That's where it's coming from. So that's why we got 4 there. All right. Let that go. Okay, now it's on fire. Once we have more pressure than the enemy, the building will start burning, and around the battle indicator, the conquering bar will appear. That is that. Each turn you keep the upper hand, you progress towards conquering. After 3 turns, you'll conquer the building. Just keep going then. Building conquered. Conquering a building will steal 5% of the enemy's glory. Additionally, any building that's neither a wonder nor housing building will transfer into a monument. Monuments reward you with lots of glory each turn. Okay. To prepare further attacks, build an army camp. What is the radius there? Right. So I see. So the army camp acts kind of like the village square in that it gives you visibility, as well as having your little surrounding here. Your food is drained by the upkeep costs of your military buildings. The fastest way to reduce your cost is to destroy unnecessary military buildings. Destroying buildings in range of your camp will refund 80% of food costs. So it's nice that once you use these scouts, once you've scouted, you don't need them anymore. And it doesn't disappear once you get gotten rid of them. You can also build on top of other buildings to directly replace them. Build a farm. Okay, guess we no longer need that. It only has a 1 radius anyway, so that makes sense. You can also use this mechanic to shift your pressure into deeper territory. Build a lookout on this tile. Okay. If you want to undo an action, do that by right-clicking. Undo. Schedule building. There you go. You're now equipped to conquer all Elamic invaders. If multiple parties have housing on the same tile, only the player with the highest military pressure can build there. Conquer all of Elam. Okay. So this is if we want to push pressure out. And I see here, I get it now, like the 5 pressure, it makes it difficult to attack a palisade then. Everywhere around it, it puts only a 1 pressure. The 5 in the middle, though, means that you would have to put a lot of pressure to eliminate a palisade, such as that one. Alright. Well, I guess we put a camp there. Puts the most pressure on. And do like a palisade up here to affect the surrounding. Need to expand around this way. And start putting pressure on our peaceful neighbor down here, so I'm not sure we want to do that. Let's just end the turn for right now. Alright, we got 3 down. We need more here. That would start to get some of the neighbors around. I don't know that we need that, though. Put a camp there. Palisade, rather. So in a few turns, we'll gather some more here. Alright, so that one, and that one has 1 turn to go. Let's give it a minute. Got green over there. Okay. Forgot about this. You know, we could... I mean, that would give me a minus on my thing, but I kind of feel like it might be worth it. Probably don't want to be converting that if the whole point is to get the biggest score, but I know for a fact that the tutorial isn't going to mind too much. Let's put that down. There, we just took an enormous amount of... there. You know what? No, we want to put that here, so it gets both of these. So we still need a lot more here. We have that, and put that pressure there. I guess we could put another one here. Gotta watch my food, though. That's becoming a problem. Just, got an 11 up here. Another 11. We'll be fine. Alright. Pink is encroaching. Probably should have canceled that beforehand. And we're done. Alright. Augustus. After Julius Caesar's disastrous rule, I restored and reformed the Roman Empire. In the science system, stronger buildings. After the reign of my predecessor Julius, the Roman Empire was in a dire state. A healthy base income should be your first goal in every game. In coastal regions, it can be beneficial to get food from fisheries. Right? Fisheries. 14 out there. Let that go. Because we're doing 12? 13. There we go. Done. Probably start working on production next, but a little ahead of myself there. 9, sure. Another 9 down. Not quite. Plus 7, plus 8, plus 11. We got a lot of computer players here. However, the base buildings won't fulfill your income needs forever. At some point, you should invest in the future via science buildings. To see how to unlock new technologies, click on the research button. Open the research menu. Okay. Well, now you need to tell me what I need there. I developed seafaring options and expanded my naval dominance. Unlock seafaring by building the observatory. Stranger buildings. Seafaring. Need 2 sea tiles on adjacent tiles of an observatory. Okay. Well, in that case, guess just... well, so, okay. You unlock seafaring. We probably want to put this in a place that doesn't have really other resources we might want to use. We have conflict over here. Do we? Just on its own? So does that mean we want to maybe put it here instead so that we can... It looks like it will unlock some of that visually. Maybe since we have enemies here, we want to know that instead. We're losing some land tiles that I'm not thrilled about. This might be important. 4, huh? Okay. Unlock seafaring and then build a harbor. Oh, we'll get there. But first I should probably start thinking ahead. Maybe we'll leave that just in case there's a building. Now that, okay, barns and produce food per distinct nature feature on this tile. Does that mean? Oh. So we could put an 8 there, an 8 there. Okay. Well, fine. I'm sure we'll need that. Now that's... yeah, that doesn't count for the fishing. Put some production into play here. New turn. Build 2 turns away on that. Put another 6 down. More turn. Unlocked. Research. Ah, there we do have an enemy. Okay. Seafaring unlocked. Where did I just see that? Ah, here we go. Trireme. It is not, however... There we go. The Bazaar. Trading fleet. Build a harbor. Housing building. A place for that. Alright. Plus 4 material based on sea. Okay, all fisheries within 2. Okay. So we'd gain the most here, it looks like. Plus a lot of food. Now, why are we getting the minus food from that, though? I guess that's if we build there. All fishery within 2 gain 1.8 production. Okay. Oops. So yeah, that's the best bet here. 6 turns. Well, in that case, we can also put down more fisheries. Makes sense to me. And what else do we need to be doing? Looks like we're actually pretty good. Plus 4, plus 3, plus 7. Plus 7 plus 7, alright. Well, if we're going to save that for that barn, that gives me a plus 8, and that gives me a plus 8. So really, making these two farms seems the best choice. So they cost the same. Give it a minute here. 234. Computer's got me beat. Alright. I build grand theaters to keep my people happy. Unlock theology. Build a theater. Needs 5 buildings on the adjacent tiles of an observatory. Oh. Okay, well that was a bad place to put that then, wasn't it? Alright, alright. Wouldn't gain a lot from that. Do one there, one there, and what, I guess another farm here? That's probably not the best building we could do. We'd still lose food production, though. But we'd start... Well, it would put pressure on these two. And I guess a little bit of pressure on that one, just in case. What does that do? Can't put it there. Okay, and I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll be told how this works, but yeah. Why don't we just go put an observatory here? Because it hasn't told me otherwise. Research finished. Military tactics. Oh, I'm not sure how I unlocked that. Need 1 military building that belongs to you on an adjacent tile of an observatory. Oh. Oh, well, we can always build another observatory then. I guess we should probably do that, huh? Because we need 4 nature features on adjacent tiles to an observatory. Nature features being the wood and stone. And that would be a river and wood. Like, do you think that counts? Because that would be 4 separate little things there, right? Or maybe we'll do it here. Because that's a smaller one. We can put a barn here. Sure. Okay. We only need 1 more there. And then the theater. Build 5 buildings on adjacent tiles next to an observatory. 2, 3, 4. It was still not going to be enough. One, 2, 3, okay. My math is fucking horrible here. Okay, let's, oh, okay. Once it starts building, you can't, okay. We'll just have to do that, and we'll have to put this here, whether we like it or not. Start gaining some glory. Sure. And, so we can put that there. Alright. That'll start taking care of itself then. Okay. Theater. 10 glory per housing building, 10 glory per science building on adjacent tiles. Well, we would miss out on a lot of production there. This, first of all, we need housing. So I need to expand to somewhere alone that's just going to be on its own. So, and I guess... Damn it. We wouldn't... I mean, we don't need that much, I guess. So if we did, like, 2 housing there and replaced that, even though that would be... I mean, we could just replace the house here. Probably not a great idea. There. Why does that keep disappearing? Needs 5 buildings on the top. Oh, because we were taking one out. Let's see what happened there. We took one out, and it should have no longer counted because of that. But we could still put boats here, and now that's not an issue, right? Unlock theology again. I feel like once it's unlocked, it should stay unlocked. And brought culture to the common people. Brought culture to the common people. Produce plus 70 glory and conquer a building. Insane. Well, guess we'll have to expand. That doesn't bring glory. Each distinct type. Plus 25. I mean, that's pretty good. We'd lose on some production there. But, I mean, the heck with it, right? Right, that doesn't help. So you can build these anywhere. That means now we're putting pressure on that. Is that going to be taken over? That's going to be taken over, isn't it? I'm thinking. Now let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Okay. Can. We're expanding out. Okay. So that will most likely then be... Oh, it's not my territory yet. That's... Alright, alright. So here... This is not my territory. Okay. A barracks. Minus 20 food. Okay, well, we got a large amount of food that we can do. I'm curious about this. I guess I could have just done this to begin with, huh? Okay, it needs to be built first. Well, we only have to conquer a building, and that would be one. Yeah, okay. We still need to develop glory. Got a 10 out here. Do 15 here. Now let's just see. Let's just see what we can do here. Okay. Victory. Alright. Well, why don't we go ahead and give ourselves the single player now, and we have a few more choices. We've got Hatshepsut gains plus 20% food, Augustus, plus 1 population range. Housing buildings have plus 1 population range, and require +2 turns to build. Okay, well, that would be why I was able to conquer more territory with him just now. I was wondering where that came from. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan. Every no housing building has +1 housing range. Military buildings have higher upkeep. Okay. All science buildings are built in 1 turn. That's interesting. Lady Six Sky, who must be the Aztec, or Mayan. Constructing buildings decrease the building time of those types of buildings by 1 turn. Sueco, culture buildings have +1 housing range. So that's definitely an expansionist, it seems like, huh? Let's see about Genghis Khan here. It seems we'll add a couple bots. Let's put them on medium. I'll tell you what, we'll do 1 weak, 1 medium, because I'm not at all confident. We'll put some of these in here. Let's see. We're not on the same team. Create a new map, Central Highlands, Basin, Inland Sea. Let's try a Basin. Create new map. Okay. Medium size. Neutral tribes. Now that's interesting. And no timer. Yeah, we'll just play for a bit and see what happens. Kind of wish instead of bot whatever it would generate a random name, but that's something they can always add. Oh, what the crap? We playing Civilization with a terrible start? Okay, a Tide Palace. Produces +3, +5. Builder's Keep. The Throne Hall. So I'm assuming this is the start building and we get to choose. So +4 food, +1 material per nature feature. Okay, well that's not good. Not where we're starting. +3 food and +5 material, +2 food per sea tile. Yeah. +4 food and 4 material, +4 glory per culture building within 2, +20 glory per wonder. Well, I mean, all things being equal, I feel like this is probably the best. We're going to need the food, and I doubt there's seed tiles around me, so let's put that down right there. And we are kind of trapped up there at the top. Okay. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it, there was sea up there. Alright, God, this is horrible. Can we even build anywhere? 4 food for distinct nature feature. Okay, okay. So we do have a few food items here we can build off of. Let's go ahead and get started on that. Do I have any material to build anything else with? Does not look it. One thing I noticed, I mean, this looks Egyptian. I hope that eventually each civilization gets its own distinct buildings. Because this, I'm pretty sure these buildings all are the same. Okay. Now, probably want to start a quarry first, eh? Seem to be suffering greatly from that. Okay. Let's maybe put a food on there. And we'll probably want to start moving towards that. Or maybe, since production seems like it's such a major issue with us, we can maybe add. Since production counts like money, I would imagine that's more valuable. But I would like to get out into that, and we're only going to do that. Oh, nope, that's the edge of the map, so we can't even expand there. Interesting. So how do I expand that? Do I expand it at all? I want to start expanding the I guess I can still put food there. Like, I can still put a boat here. I just get more when there's a resource. Okay. Now we need to expand our vision. Probably get another production building in here. Okay. What? Really? Really? The whole damn map and we're right next to our neighbors? Alright, whatever. Well, I would suggest then that we're going to want to start coming into this fertile area here. expanding upon that. Maybe try and take a cue from what my neighbors are doing. Okay, we need the food. We are desperately out of that. Get 5s there. We can do 7 here. We will be under military pressure, perhaps? That's the fishing boat. 5. Okay. So, I guess. Continue to do that. Ah. Alright. Clearly we need to come up with something. 8. Since, well, I mean, that this one is actually exerting pressure on a building there. How much does this take? 28. 28. Oh, because each one you build costs more. Okay, I get it. It's a +6 for me. +7 is still better. Obviously, we want to do better. What does this do? Plus distinct nature feature on this tile. So that's why it's 8. It's better. We'll want to build another house if we want to expand. Man, starting right in the desert, I don't feel like we got a good shake on that one. Curious what is out there. Curious if we can go around, but that just looks like more desert. Advantage is probably going this way. But do they have this? I guess that's the bazaar though. So if I could build one, I need 30 food, which we'll get next turn. Start making some money. Yeah, +15 food. There you go. That's how you do it. But oh, it belongs to them. What are they exerting pressure on? They must have a military building over there, so that means we need to have a palisade. Perhaps. Or, I guess since this would exert military pressure on my own buildings, I guess we'll be building one there. We desperately need that, though. +15 is... Okay, so now we're exerting pressure. Next, we need to probably see what is over there. So I'm willing to bet we're going to witness some things here. Not enough resources. Alright, we need to go for food again. Now it's going to cost me 36. Right. There you go. It's a bit better. Can we have the same situation over here? No, it's all mining. Oh, what are they? Building a temple. Building the ziggurat of Ur. Oh, we could build the pyramids. I could. 8 turns. 1 material per stone within 2 tiles. Okay. Well, that would make us a production powerhouse and give me quite a boost off of the glory. Alright, well, we'll do that before you do that. I'm assuming Wonder was already built by a player. Yeah. So you... Okay. So it's kind of a little bit like Civ. You got to be the first one to get it. That makes sense. It's aggravating. Build so much per turn. Okay, well, we need to see what's in your territory. I'll build it over here since it has a radius of 2. That way I can possibly build one here to maybe sneak in and take something with another. So you are not actually well placed then. Well, I didn't have access to this yet, I don't think. But yeah, that's not a great spot for that. Okay, yes, that is the problem right there. And it's a palisade too, so this is only going to help here. So this means I will be putting pressure on that. Oh! Oh, that's not even a player. That's... Okay, that's one of those neutral villages. Alright. But it's just a neutral village. So I assume I could take it over, but there's no diplomacy or anything. I mean, there's no diplomacy in any of this, apparently. Well, I mean, I guess. I really probably need to be building my engine a little bit better than this, though. Plus 5, plus 9. I could take that scout. We no longer need that scout block, right? It would be removing some pressure off of that, though. Plus 6. We don't need glory so much right yet, and that will give me a big one. Guess we probably want to start on this, right? So we can get better stuff. I like the seafaring. 2 tiles. 2 sea tiles. Yeah, okay. 2 sea tiles. I mean, that takes up, once again, a lot of my damn food, but that'll unlock me seafaring there. Well, just taking this over, though. I mean, do we want to take that? Like, what happens if this... This might not be a great idea. We are gaining a lot from trading here. So taking that over is not a grand idea. In reality, what is that? That's another farm. If we had a way of expanding, and I suppose I could jump. Let me guess, that's what you're supposed to do, is leapfrog out here. I could put this and then put like a post, and then I'd be able to see more out here, wouldn't I? So we probably want to stay further away. Yeah, we're going to be in conflict right away there. But if I can figure out a way to snag around, so that I can get close and have that, I just need to find one. They don't seem to have a market over here. Well, let's go ahead and build a colony, I guess. We can expand upon. But I definitely need to be continuing to go. Is that mine or theirs? Blue is me, so we should be getting all of that then. They are expanding into me, is what that looks like. Just in case. Let's put some more pressure, then we gain even more buildings. I really need the food, though, if we're going to be building military stuff. See, that is taking a tremendous amount of food away from me. So with any luck, we will capture that. That'll increase my production as well. Just unlocked that, which is great. They've built a wonder, pushing their boundaries. Which means... Okay, we are kind of protecting that boundary, but I would like to, not be up against it like that. So we can gain a little bit of ground off of that. A little bit of lag. Well, obviously you benefit much more from trade. So it would be ultimately better for that to happen. Is that a trade? That is a trade. Okay, now see, trade is going into this culture. We would be losing some of that glory. We are now gaining a little bit of bonus off of that pyramid. Oh. Did they were building here, he must have canceled it. Plus 5 food and 2 glory per food building in 2 adjacent tiles. Well, we don't really do that. Yeah, we're not going to get a tremendous amount here. We'll get 11 if I do it like here. If I maybe expand my own stuff out here. Plus 22 glory here. Here's a 10 and 24. All right. God damn. I need to pick a thing and stick with it. First things first. Let's get a bazaar going. 22 off of this. A little bit of glory is what it's going to cost me, but it's just it's incomparable. Like you get so much more out of doing that. And then where was my boat? Right. That's material. That's army camp. That is forum. It's not at all what I was looking for. Well, we'll just let another turn go by. We need to bear in mind that colony out there too. Okay. What was this? Sun resources? Well, shit. Why don't we just go do that? It's very clear that this would just be a better choice, right? Since we are producing in. I don't like that. God, what the hell are they doing here? They're abandoning and they're moving their capital away, I guess. They're using the culture. Added glory. I'm dominating in the glory. What was my thing again? +1 housing range. Military buildings have higher upkeep. Okay, that's why it's killing me. See, you would think, though, that Genghis Khan, being a conqueror, military buildings would have a lower cost. You know what I mean? That would make them more of a warrior culture. Build through conquest, whereas this is expansionist in a different way. Kind of weird. Okay. So at this point, we're nowhere near this, actually. +2 material per building on the sea that belongs to you. We're not really a seafaring company. What should I focus on next? I guess do a little bit of this just to scout. We want to scout their territory. Having a scout next to a scout, I guess if I got rid of that, we do that. We'll wait one turn for that to build up. And then I will delete that. Because what I'm looking for is the possibility of trade. Trade is just... they're doing it here too. Is it worth doing that? Because you don't get bonuses for putting it down. You get it for just existing. I find that very weird. You know, it would make sense if it was like Terrascape where you put a thing down to replace, but like they're replacing this purely to catch up on the glory, I guess. I guess that's what they're doing. Oh, and since this one will be gaining benefit out of the food, right? That's what its thing was. Plus food per food building. Yeah, we need to be building up our food out here. It is crazy how expensive that gets. Well, I don't even really see the need for this, to be honest with you. Pushed our borders up here. I mean, I could just take these from them. Could I not? It would start. Right. It's going to consume 8 food, but I think we'll be fine here in a few turns once that goes. Absolutely needs to be a little bit of a trading mechanic in the game. Although I suppose that defeats the purpose since, you know... Oh, see what you did. See what you did. Well, we could just do another one. Exert that pressure. We would actually need to be doing it closer. Probably hurting myself here. Not what I want to... Right, but now we can at least see, and they have no trade building, it looks like. So if I did decide, I could just come and conquer here. Start pincering them and take out. Because they're my rival in glory. But this was also the easy one, right? The easy bot. I'm going to hurt myself on the food situation, though. That's a problem. We're already conquering that. We still are not conquering that. Alright, well, I have left myself without options, it seems. Once that goes, though, we should have more. There you go. Okay, we should probably finish this before going too much further. Yeah, so, like, when it transitions through the turn, the camera goes crazy. Not like that. Oh, wow, well, somehow we're gaining ground over that. Oh, they put a little exertion on that. Okay. Conquering a mountain. Well, on the other hand, making them... We could do a palisade. That would at least block this area. Or perhaps do this instead, come from a different side. This appears to have no upkeep and is increasing my housing, which means that all of this would become mine, right? Oof, what the... They all converted to this. How is that possible? It takes 2 turns, so her thing, culture buildings have +1 housing range, but not increased. Five buildings on adjacent tiles of an observatory. Let's see, what does this do? Forge. Okay. I mean, we're kind of falling behind on that. I should probably look at this. One military building that belongs to you near an observatory. Alright. The ability for that. So we would need to put some fish out here and... Okay. Let's see if I want to unlock some technology here. So at this point, I am losing to the easy AI simply because I'm not putting enough pressure to win. Yes. Okay, we're even here. Well, let's start doing that. Let's start putting these buildings down. Should unlock that. It's a crazy amount of work that they're doing with this. Do I have another wonder coming my way? +2 material for every building in the sea that belongs to you. Oh, it's actually in the sea, okay. Well, since this is all my territory now, I guess I could be building that. Or what the fuck am I doing? Just put it up here! Interesting that it's not expanding beyond up to there. I wonder if that's intentional. Put that down like that. Just keep spending. Okay, we unlocked theology. Now that should... That again? Got a library. Buildings are used for unlocking stronger buildings. Okay. Over here. I see, okay. Well, if we're in a culture war then, glory to housing buildings and science buildings. I mean, that's really 1422. We'd be taking out a farm. So that's not great. 14, I guess, is the best we can do there. 20. Ah, okay. Plus we gain per housing and per science, alright. I mean, we're falling dramatically behind on that. Maybe I've got the wrong one. It was the easy. Okay, we just conquered that. That would start putting pressure on that. Plus material for building. Plus 8, 7, plus 11, plus 12, plus 14, just putting that there. think we're going to have to pincer this. Just took that down. That's going to come in. It's weird how much they are escaping in the other direction. And always with glory buildings. That is an interesting technique. I do not understand it myself. So I guess we would just be gaining glory by putting it down because it's a science building. I think what we want to do is just keep putting up the pressure here. It looks like we would conquer that. We do get a large amount of glory off of these. I guess we want to go ahead and do this. We need that back range. Now, we could build on top of this, though, yeah? It's just extremely expensive. Okay. Need to see out here. Guess once we take it... See, I'm thinking now they're actually on the other side of these mountains is where they're at. Surely they have a palace building, though, right? Like, they would have... Where's my palace building? That's my palace building. This builds onto you. Gain more out of it this way, though. So their palace building must be over here, because those are military. Which is starting to push back. Won't be enough to stop it, though. And now, as we push our own glory... Oh. Now they're moving into Yellow's territory. Because they're terrified of what I'm doing on this front. This is a very slow crawl. Not particularly sure. I was supposed to do this. So I seem to have caused a bit of a conflagration here. So it would make that... That is my territory. I need to be very mindful about this. This has to be here, otherwise this puts pressure on that. Otherwise it would be nice to get rid of that. And they are encroaching onto my territory here, so we are going to have to build another one up in this direction. Make sure that our buildings stay there. Yellow is about to take my stuff, and I have no ability to stop them. We would need... Now that only does one. We would need something like this. I have riven them in twain here, but that's not helping. We may take over that base. They've just put another thing down there now trading. They're stealing. Oh, right. I kind of forgot about that. That you don't have to be right next to a trader. It helps you with the trade, but you can just start stealing. Alright, well, you know. Like here we gain glory if I just put this down. Here. And we would get... Because now it's next to a trading. Okay. I kind of wish I could build more than one thing, but I've... You know, being here, I've really stymied myself and my ability to have food. Okay, yellow's about to take that. We need to desperately come and counter this. I got too much going on. So we could get rid of that. It serves no purpose now. Were I to push on this, I mean, I could just get rid of this. I really need to be making more food, though. So unless they start pushing my way, they're kind of built up over there. I think we should get rid of this. Start freeing that up. I would like something else that I could put pressure on over here, which would maybe be a military base here, but these two military bases are countering that one. So that's not great. Getting rid of this would put these under pressure there. I can't do anything until... Okay, we're about to conquer that by the look of it. At which point this will go away. This little thing is being stolen. So we'd lose a little bit of glory there, but we'd start gaining food and production. Or put it here. We don't lose anything. Enough? Sound? Oh, they took it. I didn't take it. I got first place. Based on what? Oh, because the turns ended and I had the highest points. Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. I definitely got myself into a little bit of trouble there. I kind of felt like maybe there'd be a little bit of a slow expand. Apparently no timer means 60. You would think no timer means you just keep going, but apparently 60. Well, you know, I mean, it's still early days. It hasn't reached playtest and it hasn't reached full release, but interesting. You could just use a little bit of touch up, but I imagine they'll do that. Getting assets that are unique to each civilization, you know, that sort of thing. Really, though, I like the concept. I just, I mean, man, I kind of wish that it seemed like there were a little bit of counter to like the start that I had. You know, I mean, yeah, whatever. It's just random generation of the map, and you get what you get. You know, Civilization does that too. But it would be nice if there were buildings that were an option for me that I could have dug my way out of that. Because it seems like, you know, with an expansionist, what you would think was an expansionist civilization, I should have been able to just like conquer my way to the food that I needed, as opposed to just, you know, I'm stuck with one thing I can do per turn. But whatever, it's all right. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, the playtest is open in 2 weeks. If you want to check that out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.